Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. This is episode 8 of our Timberborn playthrough. If you guys are new to this series, definitely check out some of the older videos. You can find them in the playlist. And if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. We're excited to have you as always. Hope we enjoy episode 8. We'll go through a quick recap of episode 7, and then we'll get into this video. So let's bring the UI back up. In episode 7, we completed our water diversion system that I think is going to work really well. Essentially, when this fills with bad water, these sluices will open, these will close, and then the bad water should just drain right off the edge of the map. So I think that should work great. We're getting a little bit of dynamite in here for a nice channel to hopefully make more of this green, make it plantable. We mapped out a couple starting farmhouses so we can get this planted up. I think we're going to go with wheat. Ashermort, I appreciate the vote of confidence in the wheat, as well as a ton of other comments that we are going to kind of go through one at a time with some recommendations. So the first one that we're going to do is PFFP recommended that we replace these platforms with levees to increase the rate that the bad water passes through. And I think that is an awesome recommendation. It is going to mean that we are going to have to clear out some of these connections so that we can actually get in there and make those adjustments. But that is okay. We can totally afford to do that. So why don't we do that? And we can get these resources picked up because they are quite precious. So we will get these picked up, and honestly, we can delete these as well. Might as well get those picked up. And then I think while we have that open, we're just going to do a little bit more work here and try and make this this flow a little bit better. So we can also come down here and delete these, pick these resources up as well, so that we can add some levees in there. We're gonna do quite a few levees in here just to kind of make this a little bit more purposeful with how this handles the water. So I think we're gonna do something like that and something like that. I think that would work nicely. And then I think just to make this kind of cosmetically more enjoyable, we're actually just going to shift this whole thing over. And what do we have coming in? A drought? No problem. So we're just actually going to shift this entire power shaft over. Yep. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to get these levees built. And that should really increase the rate. And I think that this is a little overkill than what PFFP mentioned with his comment. I think he literally meant just replace the couple platforms. But those of you who have followed my channel for a while know that I tend to do things to make them look good as opposed to, function appropriately. So I think that this will look good, and that is what is important. And let's see, we're going to need a power shaft going right there. And then I do think that we're going to jump over this. And yeah, I think we're going to do something like this. So we'll get some stairs in there, and we'll connect this up. And this will be how we get over here. And then if we add some, so that's going to connect our power. We're going to have power there, stairs there. Don't really like how that lines up, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to put the stairs in right here. So this will have stairs coming down. We will have stairs coming down maybe right here, just to kind of get back in here. Not really sure why we would want to do that, but we obviously would. Obviously. And then we'll just get this connected up kind of like that. And then we can get this. Yeah, this got way more involved than it really needed to be, but that's okay. That is just fine. And now for this, I think what we'll want is a couple levees right here to kind of choke that off a little bit. I think that would work. And let's just get all of this. All of this gets done. And there's no storage for that, unfortunately. So we can go ahead and get rid of that. There's also no storage for that. And there's no storage for that. So we can get rid of all of that. That's okay. But all right, so that should pretty dramatically increase the rate, the power, the rate that the power is used. And actually, this levee doesn't, that one doesn't function because we're going to need a vertical power shaft right there. And let's see, we'll get all that in. So we can work on all that, getting that hooked up. And okay, so the power is hooked back up here. So we should be able to get this to function with something like this. And that should hook us back up. Yes. Okay. So that will hook us back up there. So we can get all that built. And then we should be able to get this hooked back up. Because this is no longer... Well, I guess this was never really in the way. I just deleted it to move it over one tile. So we can get all of that built. And then I do think we're going to want a couple levees right here. And then a couple levees right here to kind of shift that water over. And we do have a drought, but that is totally fine because we have plenty of water. And then, as funny as it sounds, I'm actually going to delete both of these. And I'm just going to I'm going to leave that for now. We'll come back to that. We'll come back to that in a minute. But okay. So we will continue to get this stuff built. So let's get all of this built. We can delete this, get that log picked up, because we're going to put a corner in there and in there. And then something like that. And then this path can just kind of come down here. We can bring it over here, throw some stairs in here, and then run this down here, because we are going to, while we're over here, we're going to do some editing over here. Let's see, these need to be replaced with levees, so we can get these picked up. And then we are going to get some levees in here, and then I am going to get another power shaft right there, which means we are going to need a little bit of dynamite. Should just be one piece of dynamite, and we'll just hook it up right here. So it'll just kind of run right into there. And I don't really think that I can do the levee game right here with this power shaft, but that's okay. Maybe a couple levees right here would help, but I don't really think that it will. But a couple levees right here will definitely help. And then we'll get this hooked up as well. So there we go. Is this? Yeah, these are planks. So we don't have any storage available for those. We'll get a couple levees in here. Get those built. And then hook this power back up. So let's get that built. As well as you can build this stairs. over here. Just because I assume that they're bringing, yeah, they're already starting to work over here, and it's not what we want them to work on. We want them to work on all of this. And as funny as it is, I'm actually going to delete a couple of these trees, even though we're doing better with the logs than we were. And then I guess we can just kind of come over here and cut all these trees down, even though it's really not super important, but might as well. Get a beaver over here to cut those down. Speaking of which, we actually have 5 unemployed beavers. But that's right. I was going to wait until the farmhouses were done to worry about our power. But okay. Hopefully a beaver can come over here and get this built. That would be very good, so that we can add in this power shaft right there. So we can get those built. And this should really improve this water flow, so I definitely appreciate that comment recommendation. Definitely going to be helpful. And why a beaver hasn't come to just finish this, I'm not really sure, but that's okay. I guess it is kind of far. It is kind of far. But okay, so we're gonna let them work on that for a little bit, and we will go to a separate project. So Jason Jazz and Fraser Killip, hopefully pronounced both of those right, pointed out that sluices typically are used on the bottom level of a dam. So unlike what I did over here, although I will say that I did this more for aesthetic reasons, so that we had a kind of a waterfall effect, just because I think that looks nice. But the reason that I deleted this is because if we put the sluice gates on the bottom and then put levees across the top, right? So we'll do it this way. Then we can set the sluice to close above a downstream depth, which will essentially mean that it will just constantly drain a little bit of water out of this big reservoir to keep this stream at whatever level we want. So why don't we move that to like 0.8 maybe? 0.9? So essentially what that means is that if this is ever over 0.9, it won't let water out. And I feel like 0.9 is a good level. I don't know. Maybe 0.8? We'll see. We'll just have to kind of play with that. And then eventually we're going to do the same thing right here. We're going to rip these out and we're going to replace them with a setup like this. And that should just keep this little river topped off constantly, which will be perfect. And that will be exactly what we want. I actually need one more piece of dynamite over here to make this work. Because what we're going to want is we're going to want a little turn piece right there. Yeah, that's what we want. And then maybe if I put in a couple levees right here, that will kind of funnel this water a little bit. And maybe one right here. If I kind of did that, which means what I should really do is delete these and get these built. Because now maybe that might funnel the water. We'll see. It might not. We will find out. We will find out at some point. But okay, we're going to have power shafts like this. We can get those built as well. Everything is the highest priority, obviously. Prioritize everything, and therefore nothing is prioritized. But that should work. So I think that this should function quite well, at least relative to the way it functioned before. But okay, so this is now done. which I think means, well, doesn't really matter what I think because I dynamited it away. Okay, so the water's coming through. So now this should be open. And we'll just let that kind of equalize because it's doing some weird stuff. But this should be open, and it should keep this level high, correct? Like if we come down here, is this... I can't get down there. Is that at a 0.8? I feel like it's not. Close above downstream depth. If I raise that all the way to the top, is this going to send water in here? No. What if I bring it all the way to the bottom? What if I just open it? Am I crazy? Oh, did I not go deep enough? Is that it? Yeah, I didn't go deep enough. Okay, perfect. That's why it's not working. That would do it. That would do it. Okay. Well, with that being the case, we will run some... So I just need to go down one more level. So let's do that. Let's get this dynamite down here. One more level. And we'll get all of this on a medium-high priority. But okay, that would definitely do it. And we'll go ahead and pause that farmhouse because that's not important. What is important is getting this last little power hooked up so that we can kind of forget about this little project over here. As well as getting in our decorations. And I think we're going to have to do these kind of one at a time. So let's put a lantern in first, and then we'll walk our decorations back from the lantern. But okay, so this is now providing a ton of power. I have no idea how much. We're going to have to wait for a... we're going to have to wait for the wind to stop to tell us how much, but it's definitely more. I mean, you can just tell by how rapidly these are turning. So that is an awesome comment. I appreciate it. I appreciate it a lot, and I think that's definitely going to help out our power. So the next time that stops working, we will definitely give it another look. And then we can actually start to delete most of this because it's really not necessary any longer, including this whole setup. And honestly, I'm just going to delete all of that because it's really not important. And you know what I just realized? I'm going to have to delete all of this farm stuff, because we're bringing this whole reservoir down one more level. Am I going to do that? That's probably going to be an off-camera project. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to make you guys watch me do that. That would be a bit excessive, I think. But okay. So we can dynamite that out now. And now the sluices should function. I think they're functioning a little too well. Oh, auto. Oh, hopefully they're closed. Are they closed? Yeah, they're closed. Perfect. And we've got quite a bit of flow coming down here. Well, that at least we know it works, so that's great. But okay, so this is done, and then our last decoration, beaver statue, obviously, because these guys live right next to dirty river. They need well-being. And the way that we're going to provide that is with a beaver statue. But okay, that's outstanding. I just realized we have a ton of science, so why don't we go ahead and finally get the large windmill unlocked, and we can start to put those in. So one thing that I don't remember is how far apart these can be placed. So can I put a large windmill right there? Oh, yes, I can. That is awesome. Oh, and let's see how much power we're generating. Almost 900. That's actually a huge improvement for not a ton of work. But okay, so we can get large windmills in here, basically wherever these are. That is outstanding. And we don't have the storage for these, so we're just going to go ahead and do that. And we'll get these ones built. And we should have the resources for these, which is really good. I don't know if we need more paper than that. I feel like we're okay for now. But we'll get the large windmills built pronto. And then we can go ahead and delete this out. But okay, so that dynamite is done. Oh, and that just did not make a dent. Okay. So we're going to have to get up here. And that is going to be quite a fun exercise. And then why don't we'll get down like this. And I didn't need that path, but that's okay. That's okay. We already did it. So we can go ahead and get some dynamite in there. That'll be a fairly important project. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put that on a medium-low priority. And okay, we have the large windmills in now. I feel like I don't need this many, but we're going to stick with it just because I think it looks really cool. Definitely not necessary, but, things looking cool is more important than efficiency in my mind. But okay, why don't we start to get some wheat planted over here? Because I think that would be really good. So we're just going to plant this entire area with wheat. Let's get this unpaused so we can get some farmers over here working on the wheat. And that'll be good. And I just realized they're actually not... Where's this? Yeah, they're not able to get over here. So what I think we'll probably do is just do something like this so that they can get over here. We'll delete that. We will throw, obviously, a shrub right there. And that will all be on a relatively low priority, but it will allow them to at least get over here. Huh. Yeah, and this is actually not what I wanted now that I think about it. Because now this water level is not filling behind here. Interesting. So, if that is the case, what is the solution to that? Huh. Because I need this channel to be relatively full of water. If I put these on the top, does this still work? I feel like it doesn't. I feel like it would try and raise the water all the way to the top. Let's try it. There's only one way to find out, Only one way to find out. And that way is trial and error. The way that I pretty much find out anything in this game. So let's get this built. Are they going to pick these up? Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of logs there. Should probably let them pick those up. And we are getting these stairs built, which is quite nice. And we can put this on a medium priority as well. But okay, so that'll get built. Kind of an interesting, yeah, I was kind of hoping that that would fill the channel behind it. But it's not. So that is kind of interesting. I wonder if I had 4 sluices here and 2 here, whether the combined water input would allow this to fill behind it. But then again, if it did that, then it would always overtop the dam. I don't know. Kind of an interesting, if I'm doing something that's just obviously wrong, which is entirely possible, please let me know in the comments so I can try and fix it, because I'm genuinely confused. Because what I'm thinking is, if I have this closed based on downstream depth of 3.5. Oh, so this is what we want. Okay, so closed based on downstream depth of 0.8. Yeah, that's what we want. So we want the sluices on top. Again, maybe I'm still doing this wrong, but this seems to work. At least in theory, it should keep the water level down here functioning. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna say that works, and we're just gonna go for it. We're gonna delete these floodgates. We're going for it. Sluices all the way. We're just gonna flood the entire colony, kill everything. Although these will actually last quite a while, so I'm really not that worried. But okay, so we're going to add now levies in here. I am going to let them pick up these resources. Actually, I'm not, just because we have so many resources that it's really not a problem. But we will get these in there, and then we'll get some sluice gates on the top, and then we're definitely going to have to decorate those somehow, because they're not needed for a path. But those are going to be the priority, and they should get built fairly quickly. And then we can also go ahead and delete this path back, because it's not necessary anymore. But getting up here to dynamite this stuff is, for sure. And look at that, we got our windmills done. How much power are we producing? An unnecessary amount of power, which is perfect. So let's continue to replace these with the large windmills. Perfect. Put those on a medium-high priority. And we are just going to have so much power that we're not even going to know what to do with it all. Which is honestly not a bad problem to have. I mean, if we go into Wellbeing, there are plenty of things that require power. The shower is not one of them, but I am going to unlock it so that we can put some showers in. Why don't we put in a couple showers right here? Like 3. Perfect. Little shower area right there. We could also put in some over here. That would probably be nice. And we can spin this lamp around. So we could get maybe 4 showers right there with a beaver statue. Maybe right here. And then just a couple flanking shrubs. That would be quite nice. And why don't we put these on a medium-high priority, just so we can continue to improve the well-being. And okay, so these are closed when the downstream, we're going to do 0.8 and 0.8. So this whole thing now should fill up. And then these should all open once the downstream gets to 0.8. Yeah, I feel like that works. Could be crazy. I don't know. Could flood the whole thing. I have no idea. As you guys can tell, not a lot of experience with the sluice gates, which is fine. I think it makes the playthrough a little fun. You guys get to see me, build things and then delete them over and over. And okay, let's get these built. I don't think I have anything else on the highest priority. But we are going to get some showers, which is perfect. Beavers love a good shower. Okay, and this is just automated now, which is outstanding. And I'm really excited. See, now I really just want a bad tide. Which is kind of funny because before it was like you dreaded the bad tides, and now you just kind of really want a bad tide to roll through. Why don't we go ahead and get another log storage. In here. And we could add in a beaver statue and a couple shrubs. So we can get that built, medium high priority. Because everything is a priority, obviously. And we should just be making a tremendous amount of power. Yeah. Tremendous amount of power. And we are completely out of paper. Yes. I don't think we really need that much paper, but I am going to add one more. Just to kind of clean this up a little bit. Or do we want books? I mean, we are going to want books, but books need paper, so probably not a bad idea to get a little bit extra paper in there. And then what we could do is we could get another level on this storage. Probably not a bad idea. So we'll just kind of get ahead of it. We'll add another level onto the storage, and that will be the end of it. That'll be all the storage tower that we're going to have. Yeah, so these are just exclusively missing the paper, and that's okay. So, as the paper arrives, they will get built, but if there's no paper, it's not an issue. All right. Oh, perfect. Bad tide approaching. And that's exactly what we want. That is exactly what we want. Oh, and we have no planks. None. That is crazy. How do we have no planks? We have 4 plank factories. Do I need more plank factories? Honestly, maybe. Maybe. Because we're starting to get into the phase of the game where we just start going crazy. as we typically do. But okay. So we would have another one here. And then we would have another one here. But what I think we'll do is we'll do something like that. And that way we can get more plank factories in like that. Yeah. So why don't we'll put these on a medium priority, and we'll put this on the high priority. Yeah, that'll be good. And this wheat takes quite a few days, 10 days to grow. But look at how much green space we have now. That's awesome. Yeah, that is fantastic. We just got to keep this dynamite going. Plenty of dynamite. And the funniest part is I just queued up so many things that need planks. Like, this is completely unnecessary. This needs a ton of planks. This needs a ton of planks. Yeah, we just don't have enough planks. But hopefully this gets built so that it gets hooked into the power, of which we still have plenty, of which our water wheels are definitely helping. Can I get another water wheel down here? Really not necessary, but I mean, yeah, I could throw a piece of dynamite on there. No, it's probably not. I would say it's probably not essential. But then again, it would look cool. It definitely would look cool. And if you guys, have learned anything from me, it's that pretty much everything we do in this game, we do because it looks cool. Which, it makes sense when you think about it. But that's where the whatever it's called will go. Don't really know how we're going to build that one. Might need to put a couple platforms in here so we can actually build those levees. But anyway, that's really not a priority. And we're using planks for decorations while we're at it. So, oh, we are so close. We are so close. There we go. Now these planks are up and running. That is outstanding. So that should help our plank production. We've got plenty of logs. It's not a logs issue. Although an underground pile would probably be great. 1,000 science, yeah. Let's get that, and I'm gonna empty this one. So that we can go ahead and throw an underground pile there and just have a ton of logs central to this location. We don't really have the wood production for it yet, keyword yet, but we will. Okay, awesome. So the bad tide is going to arrive. This will turn into bad water. This will open. These should close. Perfect. Outstanding. Look at that. That is just working perfectly. Absolutely perfectly. And now this should just do a constant drain into here. Or does the level get too low? Ah, the level gets too low to do the constant drain. Interesting. It's actually kind of an interesting little conundrum there. So maybe we do need to dynamite this out to make it lower, so it can hold more water. Just trying to think. Or do I put sluice gates on the bottom and on the top? And I just have the bottom ones turned off. And then I just manually adjust the bottom ones during a drought to let a little water out. Maybe that's what we'll do. That would work. And it would still allow for kind of the automated flow during the or during the wet season. That could work. Could work. Just because right now I don't have any ability to like manually add water down here in the event that I need to, short of just deleting a column of dams, which is not really what we want to do. We got a beaver stuck. Oh, come on, get out of there. Oh, he's exhausted. Of course. Of course. And he's a hauler. Very odd. Delivering resources up there. But okay, we have a 5-day drought. I honestly don't know if we're going to be able to I think this is going to dry out, honestly, before we're able to whatever it's called, finish the project. I don't even know what I'm saying. I think it's going to dry out before we are able to get into the wet season. That's what I was going to say. Okay. This is going to store wheat, just so we can get a little bit more wheat storage here. We're going to have a beaver statue here and a shrub right there. Perfect. Not super important, but definitely will be useful. All right. So now we're up here, and I just kind of realized that I probably should have built these stairs a little bit more strategically so that we could... there we go. Yep, so that will get built. Just trying to see what I have queued up. Yeah, so this is actually ready to go. So we can get a power wheel in there. Why don't we get this done? This actually doesn't need to be built because they can actually reach that from there, from that platform, which is good. But this can get built, and then we're just going to route the power somehow, some way. We'll make it work. But that'll just provide us just a little bit more power. Not that we really need it. I feel like we have so much power. That's just a fun little project, I guess. Which is fine, you know? Fun projects are good. But okay, so we're getting the wheat in, which means that we're going to need, let's see, a grist mill to process the wheat. So let's get that unlocked. Not really... I mean, I guess it kind of is like an industrial building. I don't really know how many we need either. So let's start with 2. And we'll get a power wheel in like that. And then maybe I feel like it's not really central enough for a beaver statue. So we'll do something like that. But then we are going to need to add a little bit of storage over here for more resources. So with that in mind, why don't we bring like a set of stairs over here? And we can kind of do something like this. And then if we delete that roof structure, there we go. We can actually get another storage on here. And then I'm actually going to delete that because we're going to get some stairs going up there. So I'll have a medium warehouse here. This will store wheat, and I'm going to have it obtain the wheat. And then we can actually put a roof on there. That'll be nice. And then we're going to get a couple storages up here. Maybe I'll have another one store wheat up here. Actually, no. This is going to store flour, wheat flour. Maybe we'll have 2 for wheat flour. Not sure what this one's going to store. Yeah, maybe 3 for wheat flour. 2 for wheat. Obtain. There we go. And then we are going to cap that storage right there. So that'll be good. Why don't we prioritize? Let's see. Let's get the mills done, and then we will get this structure done. And then those storages, maybe? Something like that. There we go. That'll be the priority. So the bad tide's still going. We're definitely losing water down here. But the question is, this was a really long bad tide, about 7 days. So if we run out of water in here during that bad tide, we'll pretty much know that we'll pretty much know that we need to so let's get all of this replaced. We're going to have to put a power there, up, and not up. This one would need a 3, couple caps, and that. There we go. So we'll get all of that in. That will hook up our final water wheel, which will be good. We can delete this. Don't need that anymore. So that will hook up that power there. If we come over here, these are getting built. They have everything they need except for logs, because we are completely out of logs. Obviously. And logs are just like the eternal struggle. But we are going to get a giant log storage here, which is never going to get done because we don't have any logs. Okay, guys, this is going to bring us to the end of this episode. If you enjoyed it, definitely consider leaving a like and a comment. Let me know what you want me to try out in this series. Consider subscribing to the channel so you can stay up to date on this series as well as others. And then a very selfish plug. You can find the link to my Patreon in the description below. Any support is welcome. Please do not consider supporting the channel if it would cause you any financial stress. That's not what I'm trying to do. It's purely just to help me out and kind of free up a little bit more of my time so I can make more videos. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks. Bye.